Hey, Donna,
Yes?
guess what?
What?
Georgie decided to claw my butt.
When did that happen?
It was a couple nights ago. I was sleeping, and he decided to make biscuits on my butt, and he's got very sharp claws.
Yes, he is a cat.
And you know what I said to Georgie?
What?
I said, Georgie, can you fly, Georgie boy?
Okay, you know what? Also, if you did not sleep au naturel on top of the covers instead of underneath them, you might not be as exposed to risk and injury.
Yes, but it's hot, so therefore I can't sleep under all the covers because it's too hot.
Yeah, fuck that cat.
Fuck that cat. Let's go flying, Georgie.
Welcome to Coyote Tales. My name is Donna Shannon, and here with me, as always, is my husband Ryan Shannon.
Hello.
Who's got new scars on his ass.
I've got an extra butt crack. I got a couple extra butt cracks just for where Georgie decided he wanted to claw me.
Oh, you decided you like Malcolm's old body modification.
An extra butt crack.
Okay, now we have to explain that.
You have to explain that. He's your son.
Yes, so when Malcolm was about 4 or 5 years old, we had in the kids' room this mirror that was cracked. And for some reason, one day when the cousins were over visiting, they're playing in the bedroom, and his cousin Becky convinced him to dance naked in front of the mirror. I don't know why.
He's 4.
Yeah. Also, why would you want to see that? Just weirdos. They were weirdos. So he's shaking his butt in front of the mirror, and he gets too close, and he got this giant cut just... parallel with his ass crack. And it was a couple of inches long at least. So, yeah, I don't know if he still has this scar to this day, but...
Probably.
But for years and years and years, Malcolm would walk up to people and go, I have a double crack. Want to see? And then he would pull down his pants and show them.
Yeah, so he goes down the slide and he goes... Blah, 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 blah,
no, it doesn't go across horizontal. It's vertical.
Yeah, but if you go down the side one direction, it's going to go... Blah, 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 blah. If you don't, it's just normal.
Okay.
You got to think about it. That's a way homer.
Yeah, but I'm already home.
Yeah, I know. You're going to get it on the way out somewhere tonight.
Maybe. So anyways, we have some interesting things to discuss today. Beyond butt cracks, so we have an update about our sunroom. We also recently watched Furiosa. But first and foremost, I learned something shocking about my dad a couple weeks ago.
What was this in shocking news?
So, we're coming back from dinner. You weren't feeling well. And...
Was this his birthday dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I was all like, oh, do you want to hear my Biden joke? Because it was like, oh, too bad Biden dropped out because now I can't use my joke anymore. And I don't ever talk politics with my dad because for a long time he's like, steadfast Trump steadfast supporter and all the rest of this. So I have not talked politics with my dad consciously for well over 4 or 5 years now.
Right. Well, every time he was here, it was constant Fox News, Fox News, Fox News.
Oh, God. It was so awful. It was awful. It was hard to bear. But, so we're driving along and talking about the election, and then all of a sudden Dad says, well, I'm not voting for Trump. And I'm like, what? And I was going, when did that change? And then he goes, well, when he did that whole thing on January 6th, I just can't support, somebody in a position of leadership who's trying to overthrow the government. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's very rational, Dad. And I'm like, huh? And he goes, oh, yes. And before that, trying to use his presidential power to get county clerks to invent votes for him and pressuring people and using his position to just for his own gain. He thought that was really, really wrong. I know. It's very rational of Dad. And he goes, there was no evidence of any election tampering in the first place. That's never been proven. And I'm like, what?
Who is this man?
Yeah.
Is it like Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
I know. But here's his biggest reason for not supporting Trump anymore.
Okay, other than the... okay.
All the so many other reasons. But Trump has committed the ultimate sin in my dad's eyes.
And that is?
He's stupid.
All right. And this is your dad's eyes, right?
Yes. So, as he put it, you cannot have a person running he said, you can't have a man running the country who is stupid. And I'm like, you're just now realizing this. What about the first term? He was pretty fucking stupid then.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could have been done better.
Yeah, he's telling people to inject bleach to cleanse their blood of COVID, okay? He's a fucking moron. He always was.
Uh-huh.
But it took him trying to overthrow the government for Dad to realize this.
Well, and your dad's a pretty smart man.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
So for those of you out there who don't know, my dad's a PhD in mechanical engineering. He's done a lot of shit with NASA. You've actually all seen my dad's work because he was the team lead for NASA that designed the moon boots, the spacesuit boots and gloves for the Apollo missions.
Right.
So the whole footprint on the moon, that is my dad's design.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. So anyways, I got to tell him my Biden and Trump political jokes. I don't do very many political
No,
jokes.
you don't do very many political jokes at all.
Yeah, so my joke for...
Those who want to know,
those who want to know.
Joke?
Okay, so... we got some pretty old people running for president.
Yeah.
And, the first test they give somebody to see if they have dementia or not, they ask them, who's the president right now?
Okay.
So if Biden says anything other than,
me?
Is it me? He's probably too old to be president anymore.
I would agree with that.
And if Trump says, well, it's me, he should just go straight to jail.
Yeah. Well, they don't have any of those tests for them, do they? For dementia in the Senate and House and anything.
No, there's
because
no mental...
Isn't the speaker had multiple strokes?
Yes.
So they say.
It was like McConnell on TV. You can see it where he's having these mini strokes or something.
Right.
And it's all like, that dude's about to die.
Yeah.
Right here on camera.
Okay, I'm going to go off on a rant here, and I apologize. I think our Congress and our Senate need to have term limits of 3 terms.
I agree.
I think they need to be paid the salary based off their state.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a shitty salary for the state, guess what? Improve your state, therefore your salary will improve.
Yeah.
Thank you, off the bandwagon. You get these guys in the office for 40, 50 years. They're not changing, and they're making billions and millions from the, I can't think of what they're called. They just went
lobbyists.
The lobbyists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Sorry. I'm done.
All right. So this is why we don't usually discuss politics on this podcast.
Yes. So I apologize. The opinions of Ryan Shannon don't necessarily represent the opinions of Coyote Tales by Donna Shannon.
But they're pretty fucking close.
They're close. They're close, but I just got to put that out there.
I did think it was funny, though, with my dumb political joke. Dad thought the Trump side was the funniest.
I could see that with your dad, especially he changed a lot in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. But anyways, so there we go. There's the political part of the podcast today.
All right, so time for something different.
Time for something different. So we saw Furiosa today.
We did. Well, it took us 2 days to watch it because it's still 2.5 hours.
And we're old.
We're old. We have to break it down into 2 parts.
Yeah. Yeah. So what did you think of the movie?
I liked it. I thought it was better than some of the people said it was. And you?
I liked it fine. And what were some of these reviews that you were...
Some of them that just said something was off. Something just seemed to miss. Cheap knockoff version of the original. Prequel is serviceable, but not the level of Fury Road. Good Lord. 1 star, good Lord. Dishonest. But then you
dishonest?
You get some people that said...
Okay, how is it dishonest?
True anti-war movie. Dishonest. This is why Fury Road sucks. Many of us predicted this. Then you called... Okay, I don't know where this guy's going with it. It's a lot of negative reviews. So I'm not going to read that one. So he's an idiot.
I think maybe one thing that people didn't like... Okay, spoilers ahead. All right? If you don't want to hear spoilers, there's your warning. Click blank spot. Okay, now we're going to talk about it. So they had the 40-day war with all these people, and they didn't show the 40-day war.
You didn't need to show what was happening, because so the way the movie was is there a 40-day war, and if you watch the movie, you'll see that it's pretty much the same type of thing that they did in all the other fight scenes. You've got people shooting people blowing up people. It's the same thing. You just don't need to see it for 40 days. It was good. There were some weird parts in it. Some of the weird video that I like George Miller's stuff anyways. There's some weird little editing twerks. It was like he sped it up for a second, but he didn't. It was weird.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was really good. I'd watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no Road Warrior.
No.
It's
no Mad Max.
It's no Fury Road. But it was still, it's the saga. It's the Furiosa story, so it was worth the watch.
Yeah. So, out of all the movies in the Mad Max world, so to speak, and also let's clarify something for somebody who does not understand that even though for American audiences, was it Road Warrior or Mad Max that was actually released here in the States first, and then they went backwards and released the other one?
Road Warrior, which was Mad Max 2, was released first.
In the U.S.
In the U.S. Mad Max, the first one, this is before the apocalypse, was released second.
In the U.S.
In the U.S.
And then we went into number 3 in the 80s, which was Thunderdome.
Correct. With Tina Turner and Mel Gibson.
So many ridiculous things in that movie.
Pig shit, or methane cometh from a pig shit.
Yes.
It's an entertaining movie for what it is.
Yeah, so would you say Furiosa was better than Thunderdome?
Yeah, I would say Furiosa is better than Thunderdome, but I would say I'd go Road Warrior, Fury Road, Mad Max, Furiosa, and then Thunderdome.
Yes, but as far as quotability,
Thunderdome's
got the best quotes. And also, why do we all know the quotes from Thunderdome? Because all of us Gen Xers who had like cable in the 80s watched it over and over and over again. Not because it was amazing, but because that's what was playing.
You had cable or soap operas or daytime bad game shows or Beverly Hill. I think a big one here was Beverly Hillbillies and Lucille Ball during the days and soap operas.
I hated those shows so much, but I would watch them because there was nothing else on.
There was nothing else on.
Yes, until the cable appeared in the early 80s, and of course my family was a little bit higher up, so we had all the channels.
I didn't. We had one little box that flips from HBO, regular TV.
And HBO didn't come on the air until it ran from like 6 to midnight.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, but then they expanded.
Yeah.
And then they had all their soft porn at like 2 and 3 in the morning. So, of course, as a kid, being 13 years old, I would like set my alarm to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch the soft porn. And you're like going, what the fuck, people? Why didn't you just record it? there were no VHSs to record it.
No, there was no sling box, no streaming, no VHS, none of that fancy stuff.
Yeah. None of the, God, what's it called when you just record from something that's being broadcast?
Recording from broadcast.
No, like our like
a DVR.
Yeah.
Genies.
Yes.
Take your pick.
Yeah. Yeah, those things did not exist back then.
No, we were pretty much, if we wanted to change the channel, we had to get up and change it. So there was a lot of times we watched what was on because I didn't want to go 10 feet to change the channel.
Yeah. Well, that was the 70s.
Yeah, well, it's my house in the 80s. I wasn't as fortunate as you were.
Yeah. Key point. But also, now my grandfather was like into video equipment, so he had like Betamax,
but it was
and
huge.
and VHS. Well, Beta was actually the superior form for recording and playing back, but you know why everything went to VHS. So I'm talking like 79, 80. This is when the first machines are coming out for commercial use, maybe 77 or 78 or something like that.
Yeah.
And my grandfather was kind of like into electronics and all that junk.
Yeah.
But you know why Betamax died and VHS thrived?
I do know why.
Why is that, Ryan?
It was because of the adult entertainment industry.
What?
Yes. The same thing with HD versus Blu-ray.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, the porn industry decided which format they want, and guess what? They get it.
Because I guess that's what the peoples want.
That's what the peoples want. They want porn.
Okay, so for people out there who don't understand this, there was no internet. You could not watch porn on the internet. There was no Pornhub, no OnlyFans, no nothing like that.
You had after VHS, you had the copy of a VHS that was like paper thin because, you know, your friends would give it to you. You gotta watch this movie. Mm-hmm. And then you would watch it and or worse, you would record a copy of a recorded copy.
Yeah.
So you'd have a recorded copy that had been recorded 6 or 7 times.
Okay, and to explain to the people who don't understand this, so VHS and tapes like that are an analog form.
Okay.
Versus like a DVD, which is digital. So whenever you make a copy of a digital file, like you're recording from one CD to another CD, there is no generation loss. Meaning it's going to be like an exact copy. Everything's the same. When you go from VHS to VHS or analog to analog, you get what is known as generation loss. And every time you make a copy of a copy of a copy, it just keeps getting worse. Like if you make a copy, for example, if you make like a copy of something, like a picture on a copier from a copier, you'll see this. Yeah. So you would get this problem with your videos. It was also, I had this thought, it's a little weird. Kind of like, The Ring? Was that the movie with like, oh, you watch this video and you die in 7 days? Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the porn you were swapping around was all like, watch this, and if your mom finds it, you're dead in 7 days?
Yeah, something like that. But my mom worked all the time, so she never caught me watching porn.
Yeah.
But then again, you gotta remember, I also didn't have a VCR I was probably out of high school, probably 21, 22. Mm-hmm. Maybe tail end of high school. Okay. We weren't rich. We were very poor.
All right. So we went off the rails. We're not talking about Furiosa anymore. Why do our conversations always turn to porn?
Because
it's me. It's me, isn't it?
It's you. There was a movie. I was trying to look up a movie that Michael Keaton did a while.
Was it porn?
No, it wasn't porn. Shut up about porn. It was about this guy that makes copies of himself. So never mind. I'm not even going to talk about it.
It's Multiplicity.
Yes, Multiplicity. So that's basically analog.
Yeah. He's an analog.
He's an analog clones, and his clones get stupider the more he. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Generation loss.
Yeah, generation loss. I was trying to sum it up. Next.
So anyways, back to the Mad Max discussion. Oh my god. So, yes, Thunderdome's the most quotable, but the one we want to watch the very least.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need another hero. We don't need another movie.
We don't need another shitty theme song.
Oh, yeah. So that was the 80s. That's all it was shitty theme song.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But coming back to Furiosa, one of the reasons why I think some people are like a little shitty about it, it's like, okay, number one, Charlize Theron is amazing.
Yeah, she's good.
Very hard act to follow with anybody who's going to take that role next. I thought the lead actress was fine. But I do think one issue is it's part of a revenge story. And some parts, people in America, I think, if you're going to have like a pissed off woman on a revenge story, they also have to be sexy. Like, oh, Uma Thurman in Kill Bill.
Right.
Oh, she's deadly, but she's beautiful. She even looks good, covered in blood. Which I don't actually like the Kill Bill movies.
And I wonder if there was some. So I wonder if there was some lost due to. I lost my train of thought. Since it's Australian, I wonder if something was lost in translation or. Never mind.
I don't think so. And it's like, oh, people were upset that she didn't talk very much. Well, fuck, because she's been in hiding for years, ever since she was abducted, because number one rule, you don't tell anybody where the green place is, and she stayed true to that.
Mad Max doesn't talk a lot. If you look at all his movies,
But guys can get away with it.
Yeah. But I still do. Yeah, but she was in hiding, so I would say, yeah, she's trying not to talk. She doesn't want to give away her family, because that was her family.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's a strong woman that men, I shouldn't say men, people find upsetting at times.
Yeah. Yeah. And so there we go.
And I think people are a little frustrated with the ending.
Yeah, I was okay with the ending.
I was okay with the ending.
I guess people just wanted more dramatic.
Blood, guts, wars, fighting, action.
Yeah, and Chris Helmsworth. Jesus, we're so bad with names.
Yeah.
You know. Thor.
Yeah.
Thor is a crazy Australian dude.
Yeah.
Was, I know you liked his performance probably better than I did.
Well, he was a crazy wastelander.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, you're out in the wasteland. You're going to do crazy, strange things.
Yes, this is true. And he definitely did.
I mean, you see it a lot more in Road Warrior than you do in this one. Mm-hmm. About how, with the gyro captain, how crazy he is.
Yeah.
You know, because one minute he's fighting people and he wants to kill Mad Max, and the next minute they become super best friends, and then next thing after that he leaves and goes off to fight to help the caravan.
Well, the reason why he was helping is that he was getting paid.
Yeah, paid in gasoline and
yeah.
Poontang!
Poontang clan!
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. They have gasoline, food, and women.
Woohoo!
Which is like, okay, I always thought it was weird. The gyro captain comes back in Thunderdome and he has a kid, but he does not recognize Mad Max at all. There's like no relationship there. He just kind of like reappears, and it's like, where's the kid from? And
well, if you watch Thunderdome, they actually don't, because the kid and him take Max's stuff.
Yeah.
And Max doesn't see him until way later in the movie.
Yeah.
As they're escaping, and then they sort of, at that point, it's a big rush and big battle scene, so maybe they didn't have time to talk.
I think he just never recognized him.
You think?
Yeah.
Could be. Wasteland,
It was like one of those things, you see this in Hollywood all the time. Oh, look, the audience tested well with this character. Let's just drop him in, because he was like
He was liked.
He was liked, but...
Comic relief.
Yeah. Yes. That was one of the big problems with Thunderdome. There were a lot of things that were for comic relief, and other things that came across as comic relief that weren't meant to be.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's so many weaknesses in that movie.
There's a couple decent parts in it, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think of them offhand, but there's a couple decent
The actual fight in the Thunderdome is interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And Master Blaster up until they
Blast him?
Yeah, until they blasted him.
Hey, and, you know, what's her face? What's her name?
Who?
I
don't know her name.
You don't know the name of the big singer?
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner does look good in the chainmail dominatrix outfit, whatever you want to call that.
Well, yeah, it's Tina Turner. She looked good up until the day she passed. Yeah, Anna Taylor-Joy was Furiosa in the new one.
Ah, okay.
So she's been in a lot of movies that I've liked, and you know, I thought it was entertaining for what it was.
Yeah. All right. Enough about that. So, do we want to take a break and then give everybody a update on our construction project?
Sure. Let's take a break.
Yeah, we need a break before we get into that one.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know if we've actually discussed the sunroom on the podcast or not, so for those of you who don't know, on our house, the sunroom out back was collapsing, so we had to get it dealt with. Like, tear it down. We could have just left it torn down and just have an exterior porch again, or completely rebuild the fucking thing. So, couple of years ago, yes, 2 fucking years ago.
Almost 3.
No, it's not almost 3, because the engagement letter was dated April 2022. It's not October yet. That would be 2.5 years. So,
I'm just drinking my water. just plain water today. Water, you can sponsor us, please.
Yeah. And, anyways, it took 2 years to get the permit approved. And I don't blame the city for that. I blame the contractor.
I blame the contractor, and I blame the people, the engineer he hired.
Yep. So, today that we're recording this, it's late August 2024.
Correct.
They started working on the sunroom the week of the 4th of July.
Correct.
And how has it been going, Ryan?
Cluster and fuck.
It wasn't all bad.
Wasn't all bad. It's just some of the things, the communication, lack thereof.
Yeah.
We're told. He tells us guy's gonna arrive on Tuesday. At this point, if the guy arrives a week later on Tuesday, we're happy with that.
Well, I'm not happy with it, but
it's
what's happening.
It's what's happening.
Yeah. And
he's not reaching out. Okay. The other issue is he's not reaching out to us on his crew.
Yeah.
We have to reach out to him.
Here's the thing. People probably don't believe with this if they have to deal with me, but I really hate being a control freak. I don't like it. I like to have people empowered and they go and do their shit. That's how I like to run my business. However, I do have high standards, and if you're fucking up... Uh-oh. Holy shit, Ryan, are you dying?
I'm dying every day, but sorry about that.
Yeah.
Choked on water.
Maybe we do not need to be sponsored by water.
No, we don't want sponsored by water. No, it's going to try to kill me.
Yeah.
All right.
Holy crap. Anyways, I don't like being a control freak, but when people are fucking up, I will get in their face.
Yeah, and you should, because I've had it where I've had to get. At work, I had some communication issues, and I don't know unless someone tells me.
And, okay, so here we are. We're getting close to 2 months on this, and the things that have gone well, the tear down went well, except they made a mess of our yard.
It's starting to come back. I'm slowly bringing it back.
I'm still seeing bits of glass
I am
in
too.
the
I
yard.
found some the other day.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have a dog right now because its paws would be just getting shredded. So we're definitely going to be picking glass out of our lawn for years.
Correct.
But the concrete pour went really well. That looks great. Reinforced with rebar, so we're not going to have a problem with that. Framing looked really good. We added insulation. The flooring, it looks nice. And we have very cool lights and fans out there.
We do have cool, but it's...
All the electricity is wired well. But now the inspector came by this past week to look at everything to approve it or not. And the stairs that we have in there, he had issue with and failed us.
And failed.
And that guy was pissed.
He was pissed he was pissed because the first time he came over, there was nobody here.
Yeah.
Second time he came over, there was no plans here, no contractor here.
That was this time when we spoke with him.
Right, that's the time we spoke with him. So I'd be pissed too, because you come out the first time and no one's here. Okay, but in our contractor's defense, he did come out at 11:30, and they said he'd be out at 12.
Between 12
and 4. So he did arrive early.
Yeah. And then, I don't know if this is true or not, because I had stuff going on the day that the contractor was, and the inspector was supposed to be here, because the contractor said he would be here for inspection. So, I mean, the back door has been unlocked and locked with access to the house, but they could have gone in and looked at everything without me necessarily being here. And it may have even been a day that I was here, but it was like bleeding meetings and things like this where I could not leave my office. But, you know, our contractor claims that first missed appointment, he was sitting at our house from 12 to 4 and the inspector never showed up. I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not, because this time when we got failed, was it Thursday, Friday?
It was Thursday.
That, when we got back on the contractor for being failed, he didn't even reply to me for over a day.
Well, the key is he didn't even reply to you.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to say, when I emailed him this morning with why it failed, he replied immediately.
Yeah, imagine
Same
that.
with the gutters.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off more than anything.
So the gutters were supposed to have been done a week and a half ago, and
Correct.
the guy has not shown up.
And he keeps saying, he's supposed to be here after we initiate the conversation.
Exactly. So then in the email he sent back to you today, he was all like, oh, I don't need to be there for the inspection because whatever fucking bullshit reason he gave.
Right.
Yeah. It was all like, oh, since the earlier ones were approved, he's treating it like it's a formality, and it obviously is not.
Well, when the guy said, you know, he asked for the contractor, he asked for the plans, and no plans. I looked through that. We had one little box out there, no plans anywhere listed.
Yeah. Yeah. And there weren't on the one shelf we have out there or anything.
Right.
And it was all like, dear Lord. And, like, I'm sure he didn't reply to my email because I was all, like, pointed out how pissed off the contractor was. And I was Inspector, yes. And I pointed out, well, it seems he's really mad at you, and we are the ones being made to suffer.
I would agree with that statement.
Which, if somebody is saying in an email, you make me suffer, would you reply to that email?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Might take me a day to think about what
I'm
saying.
sorry. I'm a business owner. If somebody says they're suffering from our work, I am fucking on that right away.
Yeah, and it's been 2 years plus, and so far the review, if I write one, is not going to be pleasant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't write many reviews, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but, I mean, it looks really cool, except for the one thing, I guess we didn't communicate this in the change of plans, because we have 2 sliding glass doors on there, one on the south side, one on the north, because the whole plan, okay, let's also talk about ridiculousness about what is now arguably one of the best rooms in our house. What are we going to be using this room for, Ryan?
Halloween stuff.
Yes. Specifically, it's going to be a workroom.
It's going to be a workroom.
So we can build all our Halloween shit. And the glass door on the south side is right near our shed. Our $5,000 fucking
Halloween
shed.
And I fucked up on the tip on that one.
Yeah. So, anyways, our $5,000 shed to store our stuff from fucking Halloween City.
There's a few better things in Halloween City.
There is some nice stuff in there. We've got like a skeleton horse. We've got a 6-foot tall dragon, and we have like the fallen angels and things like this that we built.
Good stuff in there. Plus, I keep some stuff for the winter. I put the umbrella in there, and I put some lawn chairs in there. So there's some. It's not just Halloween. It's a majority Halloween, but it's not. Our tombstones are in there.
Yeah.
Since they're on permanent frames now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another thing. We took cheap-ass styrofoam tombstones and bulked them up, and now they look really good.
Well, yeah, they don't. I mean, so there's a big difference in the neighborhood. So first year we did styrofoam tombstones. We just stuck them in the ground with the little plastic forks they came with.
Yeah. Big
windstorm blew half of them away. We got home the next day, and they were in between our screen door and our lock door.
Yeah.
All of them returned.
Yeah.
So, say, 6 years later?
Yeah.
Massive theft.
Yeah.
We lost probably 50+% of everything we had outside that year.
Right.
Hanging heads, spiders, stuff like that.
Yeah. So now we only put cheap things out there or stuff that we built until like the day of, and then we finish putting out the nicer pieces.
Yeah, the day of is a mad dash to put shit out. And even then, when we did that, we had stuff stolen.
Yeah, that fucking teenagers.
Yeah, it was teenagers in a car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I walked out and I saw them jumping in the car and driving down the road.
Yeah, assholes.
So.
But anyways, so our fabulous sunroom that we're spending like probably, when all's said and done, about $75,000 on. We bring our stuff in from the south side, we work on it, and then out it goes the north side door to be...
Yeah, it's a what do you call that? Conveyor belt.
Yeah. Yep. Assembly line.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. It's assembly line.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. And we're looking forward to, fixing this how we want to do. I want to hang some stuff, maybe put a shelf outside for some winter plants in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a continuous wait process.
Yeah.
We have to wait and wait. And they killed the shit out of the grass. I think we already talked about that.
Yeah. I mean, it says in the contract that they're not responsible for landscaping. I did not realize that meant the entire fucking yard.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be maybe 3 or 4 feet from the foundation, but I was literally watching them go. They keep moving their shit back into the green grass. They're just killing the grass.
Yeah.
I mean, that grass, we have a perfect yard for a croquet tournament. My family loves the house for croquet.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah, so anyways, that's... Anything else you want to say about this sunroom?
No.
It is going to turn out really nice, but this thing with the stairs pisses me off.
Yeah.
people under the stairs. Oh.
That was a weird movie. It's comedy, horror, weird Stephen King adaptation. So
yeah. Alrighty then. So, if you follow me on Facebook, there's got pictures of all the saga of the sunrooms. You can go through, you can watch some of the videos of the thing being torn down and all the rest of this. If you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Donna Shannon, ha ha. That's me. But you're shaking my head. You're not shaking my head. You're shaking your head.
I'm not shaking my head.
Oh, you're like, bleh.
Maybe I'm choking, still getting over
choking on the water.
fit.
Yeah, it's just you're just spitting mad. Alrighty, so that's been our show for today. And if you liked what you heard, give us a like, give us a follow, maybe a comment. If you didn't like what you heard, just keep it to yourself. The world's mean enough as it is. Any last words, Ryan?
No, pretty much sums it up.
All right, let's go eat something.
Sure.
Donna Shannon's Coyote Tales is a production of Coyote Visions Productions and is hosted by Donna Shannon. Ugh, nothing redundant about that. Theme music is Coyote Strut by James Ney. All other music is ethically sourced and licensed from sounddogs.com and epidemicsound.com. And we paid for it, I swear. We can provide receipts if necessary. All the stories you've heard are true. Only the names, events, and facts have been changed for our own amusement. In the immortal words of Obi-Wan, so what I told you was true from a certain point of view. Find all of Donna Shannon's website and social media links at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/Donna Shannon. Follow us and find out all about upcoming shows and live performances. Now go out there, enjoy life, and grab some tales of your own.